Angela Pinky Swear Peters.
And I'm Latchkey Laurie Schultz. We were born in the 70s.
We're children of the 80s.
And had our coming of age in the 90s. You know, the good old days when kids could be kids.
When music had real instruments.
And when no one ever seemed to worry about carbs.
If you want a flashback to simpler times, buckle up.
Wait, seatbelts? Where we're going, we don't need seatbelts.
Well then, just grab your Jolt Cola, smell that teen spirit, and hop on our big old banana seat bike to take a spin down memory lane with us.
For we are the best generation that ever was.
You're listening to Generation X Rated.
The Survivor Stories. Hello, Angela.
Hello, Laurie.
Who is your favorite Mister? And don't say Mister.
Oh, Mr. was amazing.
Take these broken wings and learn to fly again.
Take these broken wings. Mr. Oh, I see where you're going with this.
I'm thinking of two Misters, Mister.
I definitely was a Mr. Dressup.
Do. Yeah, Mr. Dressup.
Canadian roots, I think, over the American Mr.
Really?
Rogers.
What if I told you that they both came to Canada together from the States?
Oh, no.
And Mr. Rogers and Mr. Dressup started on CBC way back in the 1960s.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that Mr. Rogers was ever Canadian-ish.
Yes,
Wait.
one stayed here, one went back down and did public television in the States.
PBS?
PBS.
Love that. So wait, Mr. Dressup was born in the US of A?
I believe so.
I'm not the same person.
Although he lived his life here.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
And raised his family here.
Fine.
And,
honorary Canadian.
And the tickle trunk is still here, I believe.
I'm not saying nothing.
No. I saw the look on your face.
Tickle trunk has got to be one of the best names for...
Right?
They couldn't use it now. I feel like they couldn't use the tickle trunk
That's
now.
what I call my hatchback in my soul. Anybody want to hop in my tickle trunk?
Not saying nothing. So
I watched it at the drive-in. Sit in the tickle trunk. No.
I can't right now.
No.
There's nothing coming.
Best date ever.
Who was first, Mr. Rogers or Mr.
They were
Dressup?
kind of simultaneous.
Okay.
They worked together. There was a show called Butternut Square on CBC.
Oh.
And that's where Mr. Dressup started with the whole Casey and Finnegan thing, I believe, was Butternut Square. Or maybe Casey and Finnegan came later. I really should have done some research here.
Was Casey Mr. Dressup's son?
Casey was pretty much gender neutral.
Oh, I don't think I picked
that up.
Which is kind of
way ahead of the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that your own thoughts, or is this a thing? Because I never... thinking of it now, yeah, maybe.
I think I saw an interview with the person who... I think her name was Judith something, and she was Casey. And she said she played it, so there was no real definitive answer.
I like that.
Whether Casey was a girl or a boy. Casey was a whiner, basically, is what Casey was.
Absolutely.
Not
Caillou. Not Caillou.
Not
whiny.
to that extent,
okay,
no.
Good.
But I sometimes wanted to strangle that puppet, as one does.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Mike, do you have an answer?
Hey guys, I was curious about Casey, and I did a quick little Google here. So Casey was gender neutral. Lawrence, who was the person who came up with those characters,
Judith Lawrence. That's right.
Was given the freedom to come up with her own characters and decided on a dog and a child. She said she purposely made the child androgynous, picking the name Casey, which could either be for boy or girl, as per CBC in 2015.
Huh. Interesting.
Good job.
There was a meme going around not too long ago where there was a kid in this meme, and the kid looked exactly like a human version of Casey.
Oh.
If I can find this and post this, I think people will enjoy this, because this kid looks identical to what Casey would look like if Casey was an actual human being.
I feel like Casey had the Dorothy Hamill haircut.
Totally. Totally.
Just cute little blonde.
Yeah.
Whatever.
If we can call back to our last episode.
Okay, so back to the original question. Was Casey related to Mr. Dressup? Adopted him?
I don't know what their relationship was.
Because why is this dude just sitting there talking to this little person
Who lives
and their
in a
dog?
tree, right?
Who lives in a tree.
Yeah, and why does this kid live in a tree, first of all?
In his backyard, right? Or was it on a walk
don't
he'd
know.
find? I don't remember that part. I know it was all a stage.
And I thought it was pretty weird, too, that everybody understood what Finnegan was saying, but I couldn't hear a thing.
Yeah. Cute, though. He was cuter of the two puppets.
Yeah, Casey was weird.
Casey was a little weird.
What is it with those, like, early 80s, late 70s puppets?
Horror puppets on
Yeah.
kids shows?
Yeah.
So, segue into Mr. Rogers
Rogers.
and the fairy tale train land that he lived next to.
I believe it was called the Land of Make-Believe.
Yeah. How did that little dingling go? The little train?
Ding, ding.
Literally. That's it.
I practiced that all day.
Oh, yes.
Ding, ding.
Ding, ding. It's all it was. And yet, I could not recall a ding, ding.
Oh, but then there was like a chugga, 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 chugga. There was a song that kind of accompanied when it was coming into... The guy had a train coming into his living room. Like, I don't understand that either, but there was definitely music.
There was a lot I didn't understand about Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
The whole switcheroo of the shoes
Yeah.
and the cardigans and enough of that. But the whole, like, let's go talk to... What was her scary-ass name? The
Lady
scary...
Elaine. Apparently he based that on his sister.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
I did not watch the Tom Hanks movie, Mr. Rogers. Did you? Is this where you've
Yes.
learned all this? Because I feel like I should watch it
I
now.
did watch that.
But was she supposed to be like a nice or cranky? Like the
don't know.
puppeteer on that show didn't have either a lot to work with, or because she was scary.
That was his voice.
What do you mean?
Mr. Rogers, I think, did all the voices for all those things.
I didn't know that.
Lady Elaine,
What was a little
King
bear-
Friday,
Oh.
Daniel Kitty.
Yeah.
Meow, meow, kitty, meow, meow.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Meow, meow.
Meow meow kitty. It's the worst.
Daniel Kitty, meow, meow. I'm going to just start talking to you like that from now on.
I
I,
think
used
I
to do that all the time to
Hit
just
the
annoy
TV
people.
to get that thing to shut up. I
Meow,
hated
meow,
that.
kitty, meow, meow.
And who was the prince? There was a little
Prince Tuesday.
Prince Tuesday.
Yeah. And King Friday. I don't remember what the queen was.
Who was the?
Queen
Yeah, who was the? Was she?
Thursday? I don't
Okay
know.
looking?
She obviously was a day of the week.
Well, who was Lady Elaine then? Who does she relate? Who was she related to in all of the Magic Land?
She was just some lady who lived in a, what was that, like a
Shoe?
merry-go-round or something? Remember that? It was the thing that was spun around? I don't know. You know.
Lady Elaine lives in the museum go-round.
Oh, see?
Museum with the kitty meow meow, probably.
She's opinionated, eccentric, and often stirs up trouble.
Oh my God, I am friggin' Lady Elaine.
Lady
She
Laurie
has a bit
Lane.
of a
Laurie
drinking
Lane.
problem. That's a
She
really
does.
red, rosy
She
nose.
looks like
Yes.
she's
She's
in a
hitting
little
the
bit of
sauce.
the meow meow sauce.
Meow, meow.
Yeah.
Meow, meow, drinking meow, meow. Meow, meow, whiskey.
Ding ding. Cocktail trains here.
Anything from the trolley, dear.
And the trolley. And it would always go like, it would start to go and then it would like back up and go and back up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
just go.
Yeah.
It's driving me nuts. Was there, oh, the mailman.
Mr. McFeely. No, Mr.
McFeely.
McFeely.
Yeah.
Mr.
That
McFeely.
show is the
It's
worst.
McFeely.
Mr. McFeely.
Uh-huh.
Was there any women on the show? Was there any like...
Yeah, I think he had a couple of neighbors. Lady Elaine was supposed to be a woman. They had to call her Lady Elaine, though, because there was obviously some question.
Lady Elaine
That was
used to
one
go to-
ugly puppet. I'm sorry, but that is one
It was the ugliest puppet.
homely, raggedy-ass puppet.
Yeah.
Who
I'm thinking...
else was there? There was... Oh, was that Mr. Dressup who had the owl? There was an owl picture in his studio, and the eyes moved. That
Ooh.
freaked me out.
Yeah.
And then he had Alligator Owl.
So what did... I get Mr. Rogers was like the neighborhood guy, but what was Mr. Dressup's main gig?
He was the... I don't know.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there's... Mike just picked
I would
a
never have
picture of the owl.
remembered that.
I don't know. Mr. Dressup was just some dude that...
What did
hung
he
out with
do
you.
during the day? What was the episode about? Crafts?
He would draw with you.
Draw. Yeah.
He always drew things, and he had the tickle trunk, as we talked about. Not my car.
So much wrong with that.
The tickle trunk. That
What
had
was in the tickle trunk? Was
lots
that
of costumes.
costumes, right?
Yeah. Okay. Here it is. When I was 21,
Uh-oh.
I got tickets to see Mr. Dressup's farewell tour
No way.
for my birthday. It was his farewell tour. and I had never seen him live. I've never seen him dead either, but I've never seen him live. And
hang on 1 second.
Yes,
Is
he's
this-
already dead.
Oh, thank God.
We're not going to kill him.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes,
Dead?
both dead.
Okay. Lady Elaine?
Puppet.
Kitty Meow Meow?
Meow meow, kitty meow meow. Meow
They
meow,
all
funeral,
died with
meow
him.
meow.
No.
Pick a meow meow,
Prince
casket
Tuesday
meow
has
meow.
to still be with us, right?
Prince Tuesday?
He'd still be old. He'd be old now, but
Maybe he's king by now. Because King Friday must have died.
I think there's so much I want to do with this right now. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Prince Tuesday. I don't know. Now he's Prince Monday. I don't know. Could be. Maybe it was his twin. I don't know. Why are we here? Stop talking about this.
Stop talking about this. What? So I just didn't want to kill off Mr. Rogers or Mr. Dressup. So I'm glad
They're both dead. I'm glad they're both dead.
bless their souls. They're already passed. They're dead.
Well, it just means we're
They're
not
dead.
going to kill them. I'm not glad they're both dead. It just
Remember,
means-
I feel like the Roseanne episode where Jackie's like, "Dad's dead."
Yes.
Dad's dead. Dad's fine. He sends his love.
Yes. He's
Dad
dead.
is no longer with
Dead.
us. It's got to be the best. Anyway, so you
But I
hooked
went-
up
yeah.
with Mr. Dressup.
Yeah.
Tell me about
We
that.
hooked up.
In the tickle trunk.
That's right. He wanted me to see his tickle trunk.
He wanted you to tickle his trunk.
I did not tickle. Oh,
Ding,
man.
ding.
This is right off the track. Right off that trolley track.
Bring it in. You can do this.
I can.
Farewell tour. Mr.
Farewell
Dressup.
tour. Yeah, got to
In a
go see him at Centennial Hall.
Oh, nice.
And it was a children's show. That
And yet you were there.
I was there with my mom.
Oh, I wish I could have been there for
It
that.
was great. Because that same time he was doing the farewell tour, he was going to colleges. And he was talking about his time as Mr. Dressup.
Oh.
He was funny. Like, this guy was hilarious. He could have been a comedian.
Really?
Yes. He talked all about, the outtakes. He brought film outtakes
Cool.
of... I never
Like
knew
a
that puppets could have bloopers, but they did.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously.
Bloopers. There was one episode, it was in black and white from early days. And it was when Casey got stuck in the bathroom. The door locked behind Casey.
Wait, I don't remember rooms that Casey was
Hey,
only on
this
that
was
ledge
black
of
and
the
white
tree.
times, man. This was
Like he did.
This
This
was
is
pre-us.
inside the tree house?
no, this was in the house, I guess.
Whose house?
It must have been Mr. Dressup's house.
I don't remember what his house was like.
I don't think we ever saw it, but this was black and white times.
Okay, well,
This was
black or white or
old-timey.
color, I still don't remember.
This was old timey Mr. Dressup
okay,
episodes.
Fine.
And Casey got stuck in the bathroom.
Okay.
And you know how sometimes things get stuck in my head? If it hits my ear just right, I'll never forget it.
Okay. I'm waiting for it.
Mr. Dressup, I can't get out! Mr. Dressup! Mr. Dressup, I can't get out! And that's stuck in my brain forever.
And
That
that
will
was
occupy space in my brain.
On the episode.
That was on the episode.
How did he get out?
I don't know. I think Mr. Dressup came and opened the door.
Oh, it was just, he had no puppet. He had those puppet hands.
That's right. No opposable thumbs. They were just...
How did he ever expect?
I don't
And what's he
know.
doing in the back? He doesn't even have to go. Like, he's
Right.
a puppet.
You're a puppet. Get out of the bathroom. I think he was just trying to TP the house. Stealing
The
some toilet
treehouse?
paper. Yeah. Stealing some toilet paper. Or maybe Finnegan needed a drink out of the toilet.
Well, that's probably...
Do you remember the episode where Finnegan ate peanut butter and his lips
No.
got shut and he couldn't talk?
No.
Yeah, there was one. And so I asked that question of Mr. Dressup during the Q&A session.
Oh, you didn't.
I'm like, this has always bothered me. Finnegan didn't talk anyway. So... And then he told me that
Really
I
jumped the shark there.
to use my imagination. I'm like, listen, old man. You sit down and shut up. No, I didn't say that to him, but I was thinking it. I'm like, no, I have a point here, Ernie Coombs.
Yeah.
I have a point.
Mr. Coombs, not Mr. Dressup, if that's your
right.
real name.
Yeah, and so I had him sign. I had the nickname Spider Butt in college. We'll get into that another time. Angela looks like she wants to get into it right now.
I was like, I don't really like to wait for things. But...
Okay, so years ago, when I was about 10 years old, 10 or 11,
When you were dating Shaggy.
way back in the Shaggy days,
Yeah.
I was getting a piggyback ride on my elementary school grounds.
Okay.
And I started to slip off the person's back.
Okay.
So I was holding on, but I'm arching my back, trying to kind of, squirm my way back up.
Uh-huh.
And as I'm doing that, my back is arching, my butt's sticking out.
Uh-huh.
And my friend Amanda at the time said, "You look like you've got one of those spider's butts. You look at a black widow spider and it's got the hump."
Oh.
And so they started calling me Spider Butt back then. And so when I was 21, I got a spider tattooed on the side of my rump. It's on my hip. It did look like a tiny little black widow back then. Now it looks like a giant tarantula.
What does this have to do with Mr. Dressup?
Well, I'm getting there.
Oh, okay, good. I thought I missed it.
I made the mistake of telling my college friends.
Oh, God. Were they with you at Mr.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That I had this nickname when I was little. And they're like, "We're bringing that back." So in college, they were also calling me Spider Butt. So when I had my autograph thing, which I still have, from Mr. Dressup, it says "To Spider Butt." And he looked at me, he says, "Why would anyone call you Spider Butt?" And I said something to the effect of, "Those are interesting words coming from someone who's called Mr. Dressup."
You were laying the smack down.
That's right. Like, "Listen, old man, we are going to go... I'm gonna throw hands. And they're real ones. They're not puppet hands. I'm throwing real, live person hands at you right now." That's not true because I love Mr. Dressup. I really did love him.
I hope you got an apology letter later.
I didn't. But I did
Too
have
late
words
now.
with him.
He's dead.
Well, I can always get out the Ouija board. Dear Mr. Dressup. Spell
Spider
out
Butt here.
SORRY. Yeah. No, I guess I could say that. That would be him spelling it back out to me. Maybe he should apologize to me. Maybe this is really in bad taste. I don't know. There's a new documentary coming out about Mr. Dressup.
Oh, no. Is it good news or?
Yeah. No,
Oh,
it's good.
okay.
No,
I get worried.
I know.
I get worried.
It's 2023. You never know what these documentaries are going to show.
They'll still cancel the dead. They'll still do it. This woke culture is still going to do it.
Well, they cancel everything they can. But they, no, this apparently just won some award at the Toronto International Film Festival.
TIFF.
TIFF. Not Tiffany.
No.
Just TIFF.
Now, with the writer's strike, I don't know when this will release, but, like, TIFF is still happening then with the whole
I guess.
Hollywood? Oh, well, just...
I guess. I don't know. But
I always like to sound like I know what's going on. But...
I think this thing starts sometime this month, being October, on Prime. If you have Prime, you can watch it.
I do.
Yeah. I love it. I love Mr. Dressup. And that... and so on and so forth. You know, the Mr. Dressup theme song. The piano.
I know. I'm just amazed at your...
The fact that I have no daily living skills.
Brain.
I have
The
no
stuff
daily
you
living
can pull
skills,
out.
but I can, I can talk. I can remember, "Mr. Dressup, I can't get out."
Oh my God, that's going to be haunting me now.
Meow, meow, no, won't meow, meow.
Okay.
I am scarred for life, and it's my mission to scar others. I have to pass it on.
Well, aim high and trust your wings, Laurie, because it's working. Scarred.
All right. That's my job.
Well, let's leave Imagination Town. What's it called?
Imagination
Town?
It's the land of make-believe.
Oh, pardon me. Land of Make-Believe. Ding, ding. Let's get this trolley out of here.
Ding, ding.
What's today's episode sponsored by?
Today's episode is sponsored by Meow, Meow, Meow Mix, Meow, Meow. I guess. I am going to have to talk like that from now on. This is a really short episode. I'm afraid it's too short.
You're going to meow meow into every single episode, and those who haven't heard this is going to be like, "Why does she sound like that cat from Mr. Rogers?" But you know what? I know that we were going to wrap it up, but Mr. Rogers, what the coolest thing is every time there's, maybe it's just a cliche or corny, but every time there's like a world tragedy and we're all fearful of like, you know, each other, they always put that meme of Mr. Rogers that says like, "Go look for the helpers."
Look for the helpers.
And I thought he's all like, I love that there was no scandals about Mr. Rogers, was there?
Not that I know of.
But I thought he was that was a pretty cool thing that's carried on. Like he was a nerd, like, anyway, growing up with like in that generation, like we had those two men that were really good role models in my opinion. No offense, but compared to my dad. But, like, we all didn't have that guy who was, like, he would draw and he was safe. They were safe. And I love that both of them, God, please stay scandal-free. But, like, you know what I mean? They were, like, safe to watch at the time. Right. Well, a lot of CBC was. Like,
Mr. Rogers was a little bit political as well. Subversively political.
On his show?
On his show. During, the segregation times when it was illegal for black people and white people to swim in the same pool, he had one of his neighbors, I think it was the mailman on him. It wasn't Mr. McFeely, it was another delivery person or something, milkman or something, who was a black man.
Yes.
Come and sit with him. It was a hot day in the backyard of Mr. Rogers' house.
Yes.
And he had him sit there and take off his shoes and roll up his pant legs to a decent length. The pant legs.
As long as they weren't too short.
And they sat there with their feet in the pool together.
Oh.
Which was kind of a thumb in the eye to the politicians of the time.
Good.
Where it was, yes.
That would have been like the early days. Yes. Right?
Yes,
like,
Mike's showing us a picture of that.
If that's black and white, that would have been like... No? When did Mr. Rogers air? Well, it's in color there, Mike. Yeah.
Mike's shaking his head and showing us various pictures here. Mr. Rogers, oh my God.
Mr. Rogers was on the air from Wait, I'm sorry. That's when he was alive.
He is dead.
Sorry, I digress. Give me a second.
There's a really good documentary about him too.
Oh, is there?
I think it was called "Won't You Be My Neighbor." And
fitting title.
Yeah, and it was on Crave or something at one point. It might still be there. It was so good.
I think America needs to go rewatch some "Won't You Be My Neighbor."
If you YouTube when he got his Lifetime Achievement Award, you will cry. It was so great. Mm-hmm. Everybody in the audience, all these celebrities who obviously grew up watching him as well, were singing, the "Won't You Be My Neighbor" song with him on the stage, and he was just giving like a speech of, just an inspirational talk the way Mr. Rogers would, and everybody's in the audience with tears in their eyes, and it was just, it was like, what is this salty discharge coming out of my face? Why are my eyes leaking? Must be really hot in here. My eyes are sweating.
Mr. Rogers ran from 1968 to 2001.
That's a long stretch.
Yeah. Mr. Dressup ran from 1967 to 1996.
Interesting.
Yes, 1996 was when I saw.
We all saw it.
I guess that was my 19th birthday, 1996. Oh, but then he took the show on the road for a couple of years.
With the tickle trunk. Yeah. And a spider costume. That was weird. He had this costume come out. You know what I'm talking about, Mike. Mike just gave me a look of recognition.
You just unlocked a memory.
Yeah. And it was a spider costume, and it had all these arms attached to his arm. So when his one arm would go up, 3 other arms attached would go up. Yeah, it was really...
Spider butt,
spider costume. Yes. I gave him a bit of a hard time, but I really did enjoy watching Mr. Dressup growing up.
Good.
Wasn't a huge fan of Casey. Like I said, he was a whiner. I kind of wanted to punch him. I really wanted to punch a puppet, but I did want to punch him.
Very whiny.
There it is, Mr. Dressup with the spider costume. See, it's amazing.
Handsy. He was a little handsy.
He got a little handsy. Well, that's what happens in the tickle trunk.
Let's not start rumors about you.
That's true. No, let's let sleeping spiders lie. Yeah. Anyway. So maybe this episode should be brought to you by Meow 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 Mix Meow Meow. Or
Lady Elaine's secret stash.
Lady Elaine's secret.
In the tower. Where did she live? Museum?
The museum go round.
Was there a clock? Is that where the cat came out?
Yes. Daniel Kitty came out of a clock.
A clock, okay.
Meow,
seeing
meow.
a clock.
It's meow meow 5 o'clock meow meow. Ooh. Meow meow time to end the episode meow meow.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah. I'm gonna go have a shot of Lady Elaine's booze. Meow meow bye meow meow.
I'm not doing it.
Do it.
No.
Come on. Mm-mm. Poor sport. Bye.
If you or anyone you know is a Gen X survivor, you may be entitled to compensation. Not from us, but probably from somewhere. If you would like to connect with us, find us on Facebook at Gen X Rated or Instagram at Gen_X_Rated and by email at genxratedsocials@gmail.com.